we will definitely not shut up and dribble.
King James responding to comments Fox News anchor Laura Ingraham made about him on her show.
Must they run their mouths like that? So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
I guess in your own words, how do you view that phrase, shut up and dribble?
I think that's just like a stigma that athletes are just athletes. People put us in a box like you're just supposed to entertain and not partake in any other thing that normal people partake in. So obviously that was an ignorant statement. When people try to put us in a box or categorize us, that's when we're at our weakest. But when we're able to excel and dabble in multiple things, that's when we can make a real change in the world.
Like Kari said, I think that statement is pure ignorance. And I think that is what is wrong with a lot of the world. It's just they're selfish. They don't think that other people's problems affect them or that they should care about it. And I think a huge struggle young athletes in particular have is they're so focused on their sport. I know a lot of my coaches used to tell me, what are you? Like, you're not just an athlete. Like, if basketball was taken away from you, what else would you be? And for me, it honestly took me a long time to realize what I was outside of an athlete. Honestly, I think I finally figured it out last year, just because we're so focused on our sport to try and get to the next level that we don't give ourselves time for anything else. So I think what LeBron James and a bunch of other athletes are doing are amazing, because it shows these young kids that there's other important issues outside of your sport, no matter what it may be.
You know, being blunt and saying these things is a positive, and that's what society needs. And I'm not afraid to say anything. Like, I don't care about the repercussions. I don't care if I lose followers. I don't care if, like, I get in trouble. Like, I'm gonna stick in what I believe in, because at the end of the day, that's like the most important things. I have my morals correct, and like, share that with the rest of the world. People are dying. If you don't see that people are dying and police are largely killing a lot more African Americans than they're killing white Americans, then I don't know what else to tell you, because it's all in your face. And if you don't see that, me talking to you is wasting my breath. So if you're not willing to understand and listen to me, and I listen to you, there's not going to be any change. And I think that's the problem with America. Like, we have the dialogue, but like, are people going to listen? Are people going to really understand?
We have a very diverse team. You know, so they all have different challenges. They're going through different things during the season, with things that are happening in our nation and around the world. And I think the moments that I'm most proud of them is when they have each other's backs, right? On the court, you see that they have each other's backs. Off the court, you see that they have each other's backs. They're a family, like, you can see it.
Our players wouldn't be in the position that they're in, you know, to be Division I student athletes if they didn't have some of those qualities, you know, already built in, and that discipline and that determination. They wouldn't be at this level athletically. And then off the floor, I mean, we just want to provide an opportunity for them to use their platform and to speak and to talk about things that really matter to them.
Haley Herdman and Kari Clark help with a voting initiative with a SAC, the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. They help get all student athletes registered to vote on campus for this past election. So that is like a huge, huge deal. Another one is, you know, as they chose we decided to get black jerseys, right? And they chose, you know, the words on the back of their jerseys. They each decided on what they wanted to write, and it has meaning to them specifically. And I think that that's huge, that they're able to identify, not us putting it in front of them, but they're able to identify what they want to stand up and speak up about. And I think the last thing is, you know, we all have different views. We all come from different backgrounds. But for our national anthem, for example, some of our players want to kneel. Some of them want to stand. And, you know, we all have our own reasons as to why we're kneeling or standing. But for us to link arms while doing so, and the coaches to stand behind them and support whatever decision that they have, is one of the very many things that I know that we're all proud about for this team and for this staff in general.
We were hoping to do a lot more of community service around the LMU, not even the LMU community, but just around the city, because we're based in Westchester. So you have Culver City, you have Inglewood, and those are the areas that you see a lot of, I would say, people of color, so African American, Latinx people. So those families and that community is they're less fortunate than the community surrounding LMU. So we wanted to go into those communities, and sports is a life changer. A lot of people say that. I've heard a lot about it, and it really is. And so if we can just bring like that little aspect to, those communities, like that's a big thing.
I think for me, like outside of basketball, I come from a smaller city. I come from Portland, Oregon, and Portland is a very predominantly white city. My basketball team was an all-black team. We ended up winning state and stuff like that, but we would always have like younger girls, like younger Black and brown girls that would come to our game and like always like stay and talk to us and just like follow our Instagrams and just like a little support system, like a little circle or whatever. And that kind of like meant a lot to me. So I wanted to carry that into college, and just like when I graduate and go off, hopefully to play in the pros, I just want to inspire girls that look like me to just basically be themselves unapologetically, to do anything that they want to do if they put their mind to, regardless of the barriers or anything that anybody tells them. So
yeah, I think overall, I just really want to leave a positive legacy. I want to be known as someone, a very good person, hardworking person. And then also like Cece, I have a lot of little cousins that look up to me, and I really want to leave a legacy that inspires them to do something. And not only just my family, but just to everyone in the world. I want to inspire people to do more than just sit around, if that makes sense. Because, the sky's the limit. I just want kids to know that anything is possible, as long as you just put your mind to it.
A lot of things that you see in basketball mimic what you see in real life. There are going to be hard times when you're on the court. You're going to see adversity, whether that's you're not making a shot or, someone scored on you 1,000 times, whatever it may be. And so I think we just always remind our players that what they see on the court is what you'll see in real life, whether that's, not being accepted for the job that you want. How do you keep fighting? How do you stay determined to be the person that you want to be, or to have the things that you want? Just continue to have a positive mindset with yourself, because when you fail and fail and fail again, that really just equals success. You're just learning something.